I do feel like of the islands that I remain on, the Kawhi Leonard Island has been a very, very lonely one. Because there have been times in which you're trying to go, like, yeah, when he's really healthy, Kawhi Leonard is, you go back to last year, or 2 years ago, there are times in which he's playing like Kawhi Leonard might be the best player in the NBA. He can score at all three levels. He's an unbelievable defender. He can rebound. There's things that he does that none of the other stars in the NBA does. But because he has not been healthy in a postseason since he won an NBA championship with the Toronto Raptors, he gets lost in this conversation. And if you guys remember when, was it Stephen A. Smith who called him the worst superstar ever and said, I believe last year he should retire? I said, that's blasphemy. It ain't his fault. He's been hurt. So what happened since? Well, last night, in case you missed it, in the NBA, Kawhi Leonard comes up clutch, right? His clutch gene was on full display as the Clippers go into Denver and pull off an upset. Kawhi Leonard not only had 39 points and 5 assists and 3 rebounds, but he had 39 points on 19 shots. 19 shots. 15 of 19 from the floor, 4 of 7 from 3, made all 5 of his free throws in 39 minutes of action. It was an absolute virtuoso. Last night, if you're the guy, and I've been that guy that says, hey, Kawhi Leonard might be the best player in the NBA, you look like a smart guy. Again, doesn't mean he is, because Jokic, who had a triple-double, has been great more consistently and has been hurt less often and is a magnificent player in his own right. The point is that because of injury, we started to question the future or even the present day and the historic greatness of Kawhi Leonard. And last night he reminded all of us how good he actually is when he's healthy. Here's Ty Lue, head coach.
This is what Kawhi lives for, trying to get to this point where he's healthy for the playoffs. And we know if we got a healthy Kawhi, we can win any series. And that just shows you tonight, what he's capable of doing. Every time someone gives up on him, he comes back, And so, he's a hard worker. He's dedicated, like I said, to keeping his body right. And sometimes you just, some unfortunate things happen. You can't control that, but it's not from a lack of work. It's not from a lack of wanting to be here. And just sometimes some bad luck hits, but he's going to keep coming back, and he's going to get to this point like he is right now. And that's why I'm just so happy for him.
James Harden had this exchange with a reporter about Kawhi.
His career, the stop-and-start nature, all the things he's gone through, do you think, and he keeps coming back, do you think he gets the appreciation from people for what he's endured and coming back from?
No, not even a little bit. It's always negative. It's always, what he's been through and what he's not able to do just because of something that he can't control. But we don't appreciate how great he is when he's actually out there and putting on performances like this tonight.
Let's reset this and be honest about it. The Clippers brass today should be high-fiving themselves and should be doing cartwheels, right? They should. Trent Redden's their GM. And last year, Trent and their president, Lawrence Frank, they all made a really, really hard decision. They said, we're not going to re-up Paul George at a max rate, and we are with Kawhi Leonard, and people thought they were crazy. They did. Kawhi's hurt all the time. Paul George, playoff beat. Maybe he's not the star, but how can you let Paul George go to the Sixers? Why would you do such a thing? Why would you undervalue Paul George? Which of the two players looks over the hill now? That's Paul George. And which of them, when healthy, and there was a time at the start of the year when people thought, everyone thought, Kawhi might not play at all this year. But in risky moves, and granted, it's not as risky as Nico Harrison trading away Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis, who was hurt at the time and hurt throughout the season. But still, those are risky moves where you're betting on all of your analysis and what you think is going to happen in the future, and it is not an exact science. I think today the Kawhi Leonard haters look so uneducated, so foolish, so prone to hyperbole because they're prisoners of the moment. They can't even realize how wrong they were. And Trent Redden and the Clippers brass looks like they did a great job of evaluating between Paul George and Kawhi Leonard.